Live here. Let's get. All right. We are up. We good on TikTok?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
To
Finally.
the
Good
Burgh
work.
Breakdown.
Been a few weeks, been about 5 weeks, I think, 4 weeks since our last episode. Last time we had talked was right after the Mike Tomlin firing. So we took a little hiatus. We've been busy with our own stuff going on, and sports kind of has been dying down a little bit. I mean, the NHL season's ramping up, but it's been a little quiet. So we took a little hiatus. We're back. Sports is about to hit back. We're about to get back on the hype train. The Steelers kind of left a little soiled taste in some people's mouth, but we might be back. So welcome back, Kerry.
Yeah, hockey's in the swing of the Olympics. Super Bowl just ended. You know what that means, Josh?
It's baseball season.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is, indeed. Yeah, so we'll talk Steelers for a bit. Um, then Pens, then Pirates. Obviously, probably has the most going on with it right now. If you've been paying attention to the media. But Pens are playing. It's just the weekend, and they've been doing pretty well. So why don't we kick right off with the Steelers?
Yeah, so last we talked, Mike Tomlin had left, and we were kind of didn't really know. I think we were talking about looking at Shell House and a few of the Rams guys, and even people were talking about McDaniel, looking at a lot of young guys to see who would take the mantle as the next coach. Art Rooney and the Steelers decided not to go with that, and instead went with Mike McCarthy, who coached the Green Bay Packers, with Aaron Rodgers, led them to a Super Bowl, won them a Super Bowl, then went on with the Cowboys and had good offensive production with the Cowboys. He is a good offensive coach. However, he is a little bit on the older side, does tend to sway away from what the Steelers normally go with for head coach options. I'm not super mad with it. Like, it could work out. I think that Mike McCarthy is a good coach and there's possibility it could go well. But it depends. Like, if we're gonna throw Aaron Rodgers at the wall again and try and come out with 9 or 10 wins, I don't really know how happy I'm gonna be. If we throw Aaron Rodgers out there and we come out with 3 or 4 wins, sucks for Aaron Rodgers, cool for us. If you throw Will Howard out there and you get 10 wins, then you know what you need to draft around. That's all I'm saying. So I think it's exciting, and I think that there's possibility. Kerry, what do you think about it?
I think it's interesting just because it's a different person, and I think I'll leave it at that. I personally am of the opinion that McCarthy is not a good coach. Um, he won a Super Bowl, right? But you can make arguments that he's an offensive minded coach, but you look the years before and after him in Green Bay, before and after him in Dallas. There's an argument to be made that the offenses got worse while he was there. Yeah, offensive minded coach. How much of that can you really, go up to him?
I think he had a top 5 offense at all of his years in Dallas.
Yeah, but they were top three when he wasn't there.
Hmm.
And there were a couple sticker years in there, notably the year they were that COVID year when the Steelers were undefeated for a little bit. They sucked that year.
Yeah,
Although they lost Dak halfway through that year, so
that makes
who
sense.
knows?
Could they have like
Um,
Cooper Rush out there or what?
I think Cooper
Yeah.
Rush. I think Andy Dalton might have made a start,
Yeah. Yeah.
one or two.
Yeah. I mean, there's not, like I said, there's not much to be said. We can only kind of wait and see how the rest of the offseason plays out. Um, I'm not really sure how to feel about Mike McCarthy. It could be good, it could be bad. I think we have to wait and see who comes in at quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing that's most annoying about it is it really does go away from what the Steelers typically did do with head coaches. hiring a young gung-ho guy, and now we got someone's leftovers. Essentially, it feels like, especially when you had guys on the interview block that were like, Mr. Shula, I can see that. All right, come on, give me something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was disappointed in the search that for all intents and purposes, didn't last very long either.
Not at all.
They interviewed for like a week. It felt like.
I think they actually hired. Did they hire McCarthy after the Rams had gotten knocked out of the playoffs?
I don't think they even waited for that.
I don't think they waited for the Rams to get knocked out. Yeah, it was interesting. But it is what it is. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see how the season goes. I mean, who are they going to run out at quarterback? That's, I think, the number one question at the moment. And I think until we know that answer, we can't judge the team too harshly yet. If they want to run out Will Howard, I'm not mad. I'm not. You might as well see it. Like, let's just test it out and let's see it. So I'm not mad with anything other than that. I mean, that's really all that's going on with them. A lot of coaches are leaving. Danny Smith, that hurts to see him walk. The Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Congrats to Sam Darnold. He's very deserving of the ring. And yeah, the season was awesome. The Super Bowl was buns, really boring, but the season was awesome, and there's a lot of upsets, a lot of unexpected things to go down, and I was a big fan of this season.
Dude, the playoffs too were pretty nuts. Super Bowl was kind of a stinker, but like the wild card games were great. The championship game was okay, but the division games were also insane.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that Rams Bears game.
It was great. Moving on, we got the Pens. The Pens are hot. They're on fire. They're cooking. They're at an 80% chance to make the playoffs, I believe, last I looked. We're about 70%, 75% through the season. They're on the break right now for the Olympics. They'll be back, I believe, at the end of February. The end of this month, they'll play again. So they get a few weeks off to kind of reset. Hopefully come out, get another win streak, and really solidify. It'd be awesome if we could win the conference, but we'll see.
Yeah, the conference is going to be a tall task, but you're not going to be upset with second place. I think this team was projected to be the second worst team in the NHL to start the year. No one expected this. No one expected the Pens to be this good. And I think what really is the most impressive thing about it is, like, Crosby's having a great year. He always does.
Yep.
Malkin's playing like he hasn't played in 10 years, right? But, like, the guys in the third, fourth line, oh, man. They just have a way deeper bench than they had in years past, and it makes a difference.
Kendall, Chinnikov.
I mean, seriously, Novak, too, like,
Novak.
These guys are insane. Like, they're coming off your third, fourth line, and like the teams just don't get a break. They're playing the Pens, and it's a slow team. Kind of got a retirement home going on here, but it doesn't matter because they all hold their own. You're not seeing a guy out there. Maybe Chris Letang.
Maybe Erik Karlsson here and there.
Maybe Erik Karlsson. But maybe they still have some stuff in the tank. Maybe they ramp it up when playoffs come around. But like, dude, they look good. They're the hottest team other than maybe, I don't know, the Lightning going into the break. They've won 7 of their last 10. You like where they are, and all it takes is like a okay performance for the rest of the way out, and you're in the playoffs and probably have home ice advantage.
Yeah, that would be great for the Pens if they had home ice advantage. I mean, if they win the Cup, is this Crosby's last year?
Oh, no way. That guy's a monster.
You think he's got how many more in him?
Dude, I don't even think it's Malkin's last year, but I think Crosby. Dude, if you listen to the way he talks, in the Olympics, so he's captain for Team Canada right now, right? You see interviews about him, they're like, "Oh, is this your last ride with Team Canada?" He's like, "I don't think so. I hope not."
Yeah.
He thinks he's going for at least 4 more years.
He thinks he's still young and healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, listen, point per game season for 20 years, you can kind of do whatever you want.
That's 100% right. Sidney Crosby's an absolute legend. So shout out to him. Shout out to Pens. Good for them for doing so well right now. We'll see what happens when they come back from their break. Just close out the last 2 months of hockey and then go into May and June hot, ready for the playoffs. That would be the best thing for them. How about the Buccos?
How about them Buccos? So, in case you guys live under a rock, what's up, Biffy? In
Yeah,
case
it's
you guys
my
live
dog.
under a rock, dude, they signed a guy who's hit 100 home runs in the last 3 years, a right-handed bat, something that they've needed for the whole offseason. Another good bat, but specifically on the right side of the plate because they added Lau O'Hearn, two lefties, right? And lineup fit is maybe questionable. Now you got to get some bad guys in the outfield that aren't the best fielders, but your job was to sign guys who can produce on the offensive side of the ball, and you did that. So I don't know. What do you think about this signing?
I mean, there's a lot of good things going on with the Pirates. I mean, they've brought in a lot of offensive players, like you said. Obviously, we have Marcell Ozuna. He got signed the other day. Great DH. I don't expect him to field. I don't think you do either. He's gonna be great. A great DH. He could maybe rack up anywhere from 20 to 30 home runs. That's my guess for him, right? I think that's what he racked up about last year. He had an off year last year, I know, and that's kind of why Atlanta was like, maybe it's time to give him the boot. Hopefully, he still has some gas left in the tank, and it really wasn't like the end of his career or like a significant drop off. But he could be a great addition. And obviously, you got O'Hearn, another great batter, great DH. I don't know. I was reading that O'Hearn can play first, right field, and DH, and you got Reynolds in right field. You got Horwitz at first base, and you got Ozuna at DH. So I don't really know who's going to go where, or what, if they're just going to rotate these guys all the time, or how this is really going to work. But I mean, it looks good. Ozuna is a good pickup. Like I said, I'm happy with him. I'm happy with O'Hearn. I'm happy with Lau. They're all great pickups. Even Soto, I think Gregory Soto is an underrated pickup for the bullpen, and I think that also, who else have they picked up pitching wise?
Urquidy, they got Urquidy
Sorry.
from off the Astros.
Yeah. Yep.
Guy who's had a couple solid seasons, but he's dealt with injuries the last couple of years. It's the kind of guy the Pirates tend to take a flyer on.
Yeah.
Usually that guy's left-handed. They're still missing a left-handed starter in this rotation. I think if you were going to really ask for one thing, maybe that would be it. With the offseason the Pirates are having right now, maybe that's the missing piece. I don't know. If the offseason ended today and this is the group we had going into spring training, this would be the best team you've seen in years.
A decade?
Go out there. A decade, probably.
Probably since 2015.
Yeah.
I
Probably.
mean, let's talk about that because now they got us sitting at what,
Yeah.
40% chance to make the playoff? Is that what that says?
That is what that says. So, 3 division winners, 3 wild card teams. There are 6 teams that make the playoffs in the National League, right? Looking at this chart, they got the Pirates at number 6, right? So, Fangraphs, whatever you think about Fangraphs is up to you. But this is a big source out there, and this big source thinks that the Pirates are a playoff team. And if you look at this roster, man, if you look at this lineup, it's a good lineup. I mean, the 3 years the Pirates made the playoffs in 2013 to 15, they had a very average lineup. The team strength is pitching, and I don't think that's going to be any different this year. The pitching is going to be your bread and butter, right? But now you have 7 guys on this team who project to be above average hitters. And if the magic number is 4 runs, you can get to 4 runs, you're going to win the game more often than not, right? This team puts up 4 runs as it stands right now. That's what they're going to do. And what's interesting is that they can do it from both sides of the plate. Now, with the addition of Ozuna, there are concerns about the field, and I think you were getting on this earlier, is that he's a full-time DH, right? You're not going to get Reynolds a day to DH. You're not going to get Horwitz a day to DH so O'Hearn can go play first base, which is his better position. O'Hearn's one of the best defenders at first base in baseball. That means you're going to run every day an outfield of Brian Reynolds, O'Neal Cruz, and Ryan O'Hearn. And Brandon Lau's not a good defender at second base either. So you're gonna, this team's gonna have to put up runs or strike everybody out.
Yeah, and the other thing is, not defensively do we have a gap at third base, but what about the gap at third base?
I know there's conversations about Paredes. Could be a third baseman. Maybe they can make a trade happen there. Honestly, I think there's enough potential in a guy like Henry Davis and Connor Griffin coming up that, like, you don't need every guy on your team to be a good hitter. I think that's, third base was the glaring hole, right? But now with all the other changes that have been made, I'm fine with having Triolo at third base and being an 80, 85 OPS plus guy, right? He doesn't need to be a great hitter. Clint Barmas was the shortstop of that 2013 team, and that guy was horrible at hitting. Russell Martin that year wasn't a great hitter either. The following year he was, but even if you look on the Dodgers team last year, I think Miguel Rojas, the guy who hit a game-tying home run in the bottom of the ninth or top of the ninth in Game 7, he was a bad hitter.
Yeah, he didn't do much all year.
Every lineup is going to have its holes, barring like an actual super team, right?
Yeah.
And I'm fine to have my hole at face if it's Jared Triolo and he's an incredible defender.
Yeah.
And if your other hole is your catcher, who's Paul Scenes' favorite catcher, you know what I mean? It's fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah, sure. I understand that. I'm happy for the Bucs. I'm so excited. Catchers in, pitchers report soon, right? In a week or something, 2 weeks.
Tomorrow.
Oh shit! Sorry, tomorrow.
Pitchers and catchers report tomorrow, baby.
Wow. So they report tomorrow, right to business. I'm sure Paul Skeens is laying in bed like it's Christmas Eve. They're all excited. I'm excited for the season. Anything more you want to say about the Bucs?
I don't know if you saw that Paul Skeens is already there.
Oh, yeah. For what?
And so is Connor Griffin.
Oh, good.
I think Jason Mackey just tweeted it out. But Skeens was obviously there early so he could prep for the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
That's my number one starter in that rotation. But he got there early, eager to get ready for that. And Connor Griffin was down there too, just for kicks. Jason Mackey said in their first exchange, Griffin taking an AB against Skeens. What's going to happen? What do you think happened?
Struck out?
He struck out.
Yeah.
Connor Griffin struck out on 3 pitches, 3 fastballs.
Yeah.
However, Don Kelly said in the second go-around, Griffin made an adjustment and lined a ball into left field. All right.
We'll see. Only time will tell. I'd love to be able to go. Me and Jess were talking about going to Disney in March, and I said to get a rental car, we go to Bradenton because I want to see a game.
Dude.
2 hours away. It's definitely possible.
What I'll say is the players are much friendlier in Bradenton.
Really?
Yeah, because nobody, if you're there,
you're one of us. Yeah,
you're a baseball guy for sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Anything else about the Bucks?
No, I got nothing else. But technically, the hashtag Winter of Ben is not over.
Winter of Ben. It's not over. Is it ever over?
uh, it may never end.
It may
It
never
may
end.
never end.
It may never end. The Winter of Ben. All right, we're going to wrap up this episode with a final segment, and we have come together with our top 5 favorite Pittsburgh sports graphics of all time. So maybe I'll just start off. Is
Yeah,
that
pick
cool?
one. Pick
Okay,
one.
cool.
Start.
All right, I'll start us off with this image here. This is at number 5. We've got the Steelers transactions, sponsored by Bordas and Bordas Law, Gunnar Olszewski. When we got Gunnar Olszewski, as many of you know, Gunnar Olszewski is maybe one of the worst Steelers to ever exist. Yeah,
Hey, that's Pro Bowl kick returner, Super Bowl champion Gunnar Olszewski to you, buddy.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's my fault. New York Giants Pro Bowl kicker or kick returner.
he was a Pro Bowler on the
I know.
Patriots right before we got him, dude. It was crazy.
I think he was on the Giants as well after.
He was on the Giants, and I recall him making a crazy
Yeah.
defensive play while on
Yes.
offense this year
Yes.
when Dart threw a pick.
Yes. All right. What you got?
All right, so do you want to pull it up for me? I'll
Yeah. Yeah. How
pick
about this
one.
one?
Let's pick one. Okay. So I like this image because this was the dark days of Matt Canada, I believe. This was a home opener against the 49ers a few years ago. You could have said anything in the world to a Steelers fan at that time and said they would be like, it's because of Matt Canada. And this is a prime example why. I think it's almost halftime, and the 49ers came to town and spanked us. And it speaks for 199 yards to 1.
Yeah.
Yards is plural on that image, and it shouldn't be.
Yeah. And that was, I believe, right before halftime, perhaps.
Yeah.
Certainly wasn't good. I'm going to pull up this one. Context. Wonder Franco, known for his morals and ethics, tossed a ball before throwing Brian Reynolds out. And
all-time great guy.
Yeah, all-time horrible human being. Brian Reynolds saw the ball toss, didn't impress him. This is an all-time legendary Brian Reynolds nonchalant final boss moment.
Most expressive, emotional moment from Brian Reynolds right here.
It really is. Okay, we got this one.
This is back when OBJ was on the Ravens. Known Raven.
Wow.
No Baltimore Raven, Odell Beckham Jr. And JPJ, doing what he does, locking people up. This was before this year, so he's still a penalty machine. But he won the bout with OBJ on this time, and he picked him off. And the mic'd up footage caught him saying to OBJ, "Go be a family man." and that's exactly what he did.
It's exactly what he did. And I think for our favorite, just to end this off, we got Antonio Brown absolutely stomping the Browns punter. I mean, this is an all-time Steelers image. It cements the Steelers and their fatherhood and parenthood over the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, these are the prime days of Steelers owning the Browns. I'm not sure that prime has ever ended.
No.
But yeah, and it's just the funniest thing about this is they were already winning by so much, and he had the easiest. He could have just gone around them. I mean, it was wide open.
He did this very much intentionally.
He 100% meant to do this.
So yeah, that concludes our top 5 favorite sports graphics here from Pittsburgh sports. Just thought that'd be maybe we'll have to run that back another time, find another 5. There's so many good ones out there.
You never know what could come up this year.
Yeah, and you never. We could even do. You could do just top 10 moments from this Pirates season last year. You could do every. I mean, what a
You could. There's
night!
a lot of things that
I mean,
happened last year in Pittsburgh sports.
notable free agents I read this morning: Andrew McCutchen, yeah, Tommy Pham. Hmm. Hmm. Um. Anyway, anything you want to add?
No, glad to get back in the swing of things. Baseball season's starting up. Hockey, we'll have nothing to talk about for 2 weeks unless Crosby gets another golden goal.
Yeah, I mean Crosby's really. Oh my gosh. Pittsburgh Jesus, absolute cinema. We love Sidney Crosby. So, anyway, with that being said, this does it for this week's episode of the Burgh Breakdown. We're happy to be back. We will be catching you live. We're planning some interesting episodes. We're talking about maybe doing some a mock draft, maybe talking about doing a mock draft. We could be doing some stuff with season predictions with the Pirates soon. Got a lot of good content coming, so stay tuned. Thank you all for watching another episode of this week's
Burgh
Burgh
Breakdown.
Breakdown. Yin, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll catch you next week. Peace.
Peace.